Building a luxury villa alone in the heart of the city with zero help. That was the wild bet this man made, and everyone thought he'd lost his mind. It's day one, and for now, it just looks like a guy playing with pipes in the dirt. But before he can pop champagne on the terrace, he's going to have to get his hands very dirty. Watch him tackle the digestive system of the future home. He carefully joins the upper branches and backfills the trenches until only the top tips of the pipes emerge from the soil. Installing all the plumbing solo is like playing a giant puzzle where every piece is heavy and the slightest math error guarantees an unplanned swimming pool in your living room in 2 years. Now it's time for the villa's thermal underwear. He's unpacking the Techno-Nicol rigid foam insulation, those giant Lego bricks for adults. This is the house's ultimate shield. After laying the first layer, he meticulously cuts a second layer to fit perfectly around the exposed pipes, securing the entire setup with specialized construction screws so nothing shifts. Why take such care to lovingly line the ground with these panels? Because our friend has no desire to live in a giant refrigerator once winter hits. He cuts his panels like a Michelin star chef prepping vegetables, with a meticulousness that borders on obsession. He seals every joint with his magic spray foam, ensuring not a single draft ruins the party. But the real show begins when he starts knitting his rebar grid. This is the villa's skeleton, a complex steel cage he ties by hand, one by one, with the patience of a saint. You can really see the guy's genius here. He slides his electrical conduits and water pipes directly into the thickness of the insulation, using plastic zip ties to firmly anchor them to the rebar. It's clean, it's smart, and above all, it's incredibly efficient. Before the river of concrete comes to cover everything forever, he takes the time to cap his plumbing with tape. A pro move to prevent his plumbing from accidentally turning into a concrete pillar. Our friend is finally done prepping his playground, even building a custom leveling tool for the upcoming pour, and he can be proud of the result. But what he doesn't know yet while admiring his work is that fate has a peculiar sense of humor. While he's dreaming of walls climbing toward the sky, the weather is about to send a surprise guest that will literally chill the mood and put his nerves to the test. Hardly a moment to breathe before the sky puts our builder on forced leave. Finally, the sun peeks out again and the snow gives way to action. Forget the ice rink, it's game time. Our friend breaks out the trowels and the CMU blocks, and heads up, this isn't the kind of masonry you do on a Sunday to fix a garden wall. He's tackling the load-bearing walls with an energy that makes a full construction crew look like they're on a nap break. Watch him mix that mortar. It's his magic potion, the sacred bond that will turn these thousands of blocks into an urban fortress. To finish the job perfectly, he meticulously fills every exterior joint between the blocks with cement for a watertight seal. Every block laid is a small victory against lost time, and you can feel our friend is having a blast. It's that magical moment where the drawing on paper finally gains relief and height. In the neighborhood, passers-by are starting to stop and watch the show, like it's a street performance. Seeing walls climb so fast under the impulse of a single man is almost hypnotic. But be careful, this isn't just wild stacking, it's high-precision engineering. Look closely at what he's doing with those steel rods. He's not just laying blocks, he's arming them from the inside. He carves, adjusts, and prepares the bond beam, the belt of the villa. He pours the concrete directly into the cavities to create a solid, indestructible structure. If a giant decided to shake this house, it wouldn't even flinch. You can tell our builder is enjoying himself. He even grooms the outdoor spaces, creating those peripheral corridors that will give the ground floor its modern character. It's clean, it's square, and it's starting to look like a dream home. But don't get too comfortable in your seat. The easy part ends here. The walls are up, solid as a rock, but our friend is about to leave the safety of the ground. What he's prepping for the upper floor will require more than just physical strength. Keep an eye on him. The transition from block to wood is going to bring an architectural surprise you never would have guessed, and the height is starting to get a bit dizzying. As soon as the load-bearing walls are finished, the vibe changes completely. No more brick dust, our friend swaps his trowel for a saw. And believe me, this is where the site takes a truly spectacular turn. First, he covers the ground floor ceiling with wide, flat OSB sheathing panels to create a massive platform. Then he tackles the actual second-story walls with structural timber. Why? Because it's light, strong, and gives that modern loft look he loves. But working wood alone at this height is like trying to assemble giant furniture on a trampoline. It takes the balance of a cat and infinite patience. Watch him maneuver these massive beams. Every piece is custom cut, adjusted to the millimeter to fit into the steel structure he prepared. This is where you see his ingenuity. He has no crane, so he uses physics to his advantage. He lifts, he wedges, and secures. It looks like a choreography. He's using I-joists, ultra-strong elements that allow for wide open spaces without pillars in the middle of the living room. It's the architectural touch that changes everything. He fixes, screws, and reinforces every junction with metal joist hangers. He knows this wood skeleton has to support not just the roof, but his entire future life inside. The second-level frame is climbing at lightning-fast speed. Volumes are taking shape, windows are already framing the city view, and our friend is having fun refining the details. He treats the wood, protects the edges, and leaves nothing to chance. You can feel he's seeing the end of the tunnel, or at the top of the house, but being up high has a price. Fatigue is starting to set in, and the wind is picking up. What he's prepping for the roof is no small feat. Stay with us, because for the roofing, he's planned a total shield technique that requires military precision, especially with those first black clouds peeking over the horizon. This is the moment of truth, the ultimate nerve test for our builder. The walls are up, the frame is proud, but everything is still exposed. This is the stage where everything can go wrong. One single urban downpour and all that beautiful wood he spent weeks adjusting could warp and ruin everything. And of course, the sky has turned from blue to a menacing gray. Our friend has no choice. It's him against the elements in a final sprint to get the villa watertight. Look at this stealth technique he uses for the roof. He doesn't just throw a few tiles on to look pretty. First, he builds a cross grid of horizontal and vertical rafters, adds a layer of polystyrene insulation right on the wood, and nails down wooden battens to create a breathable lattice. After installing modern glass skylights, he starts by rolling out a high-tech synthetic waterproof membrane, a protective carpet-like skin that makes the house totally leak-proof. He climbs, nails, and adjusts while the wind whistles through the beams. You can feel the stress rising, but that's how you spot a pro. Even in an emergency, his movements stay fluid. He then installs those dark finishing panels, a bold aesthetic choice that immediately gives the villa an ultra-premium look. Every panel laid is a relief. He plays with angles, secures the roof's overhangs to protect his future walls, and we finally see the final silhouette of this urban palace. It's exhausting work, especially alone, handling these large surfaces in the wind. what a show. The villa finally has its hat, and right as he drives the last nail, the first drops hit the ground. Perfect timing. To flawlessly manage this runoff, he installs a complete system of gutters. Our friend can finally afford a smirk under the rain. His villa is safe, the wood will stay dry, and the work can continue inside. But don't relax just yet. Even if the roof is done, the walls still look like plain, sad gray blocks. What he's about to invent to transform this raw concrete into a luxury facade will leave you speechless. We're leaving the heavy lifting to enter the realm of visual magic. You're clearly not ready for his finishing secret. Hold on tight, because this is my favorite part where the magic happens. Up until now, we had a solid structure, but it looked a bit like a gray concrete bunker. The neighbors were probably wondering if our friend was building a giant garage, but this is where he pulls out his magician's trick. He's not just painting, he's literally sculpting. Look at this technique, it's pure genius. He applies a layer of fresh mortar, then with a simple stencil grid and a lot of patience, he starts drawing brick and stone patterns with perfect regularity. Peeling the stencils away one by one to reveal the design. It's the art of illusion. With a fluid motion, he transforms raw concrete into a character-filled facade that looks like it cost a fortune. You can tell he's having fun, playing with textures and shades, turning every wall into a work of art. It's so rewarding to see his hands finally give the final look to this project that cost him so much sweat. But he doesn't stop there. We move to the wood finishes, and this is where our hero's humanity really shines. He takes the time to varnish every board of the walkways and roof soffits. Why? For that magnificent contrast between the mineral gray and the warmth of the wood. Every brushstroke, every board adjustment is done with a smile, despite the 400 days of fatigue weighing on his shoulders. The villa changes face before our eyes, dressing in its ceremonial coat. It's clean, it's design, and we realize our friend isn't just a builder, he's an artist. He refines the details, builds sleek handrails and a low decorative fence to secure the peripheral walkways, and installs the recessed lighting. We're not on a construction site anymore. We're in the haute couture of real estate. But wait, because even if the exterior is sublime, there's one last secret to unlock. Remember those weird pipes and cables he was burying in the mud at the very beginning? This is where they come on stage for the grand finale. We're about to flip the switch, and the result will make you forget every hour of dust we've been through together. Ready for the big night reveal? Here we are at last. 500 days of sweat, doubt, and urban solitude. Look at our friend's face. There's that glow of fatigue mixed with immense pride.
Решил заснять видео о том, в каком сейчас состоянии вообще участок, чтобы потом было с чем сравнить. В прошлом году начал разбирать дом, но не закончил. Сейчас продолжаю. Так, август 2025. Времени, конечно, прошло весьма много.
His villa is no longer a skeleton of block and wood. It's become the jewel of the neighborhood.